as the human condition, but branded, product-based ads didn't show up until the 18th century when print advertising became the norm. In the 1800s, we got the first billboards and ad agencies began to set up shop. In 1891, companies like Kodak began selling their brand, not just their product. Then, in 1908, new companies like Ford staged flashy publicity events and pioneered the art of looking cool. The soap opera was born when soap companies discovered the popularity of radio dramas among women when they did their housework.
By the makers of Lux toilet soap.
Bulova watches made the first television commercial. It cost $9. And when psychologists got involved in the 1960s, focus groups transformed the industry into a calculated science. The tactics got a lot less predictable, and the budgets got a lot bigger. Enter the internet. Even though it looked like this and sounded like, advertisers were eager to engage the growing network of more than 5 million users. By the year 2000, ads were appearing alongside search results, driven by consumer interests. Now, advertising is just part of the conversation. For the first time in history, consumers are able to choose the ads they see based
There's a mobile movement going on. The rise of smartphones is creating smarter consumers, creating more opportunity for smarter marketing. Smartphones are always on, always with us, and always connected. In 1 week, we've browsed the internet, used a search engine, watched a video, and connected with our friends, all on our smartphones. But that's info you might already know. Here's some you might not. We're using smartphones almost everywhere, even while consuming other media. Smartphones have become such an important part of our lives that many of us would give up high heels, cable TV, even chocolate, just to keep using them. They're becoming important to our shopping habits too. Smartphones have become the ultimate shopping companion, transforming us into more savvy consumers. 79% use a smartphone to help with shopping. In fact, 70% of us actually use our smartphone while in the store. We use it to find retailers, compare prices, get coupons, read reviews, and check to see if something's in stock. Which leads us to buy. Nearly 3/4 of shoppers made a purchase as a direct result of the info we got from our smartphones, either in-store, online, or on our phone. Our new mobile shopping habits are adding up to big spending across the board. And where do we do most of our shopping? Usually in our own backyards. In fact, finding local information is one of the most popular smartphone activities. We're using our phones to find everything from the nearest pizza place, to movie showtimes, to finding the nearest store that carries the item we're looking for. And 88% of us use that local information and take action within a day, whether to call or visit a local business. Over the past year, mobile search queries have skyrocketed to new heights as we search for everything from product reviews to travel info to random trivia that can help us settle bets with our friends. And while word of mouth or seeing a product in store may lead people to search on smartphones, 71% of us search because we saw an ad, both on traditional media and on our phones, and we're acting on it. 9 out of 10 mobile users have taken action, all thanks to a smartphone search. The simple fact is, mobile ads work. Recall seeing a mobile ad? You're not alone. 82% of us do. Yet 79% of top advertisers don't have a mobile-optimized website. It's important to build a good mobile user experience because if we see a mobile ad, we tend to click on the ad, visit the advertiser's site, make a purchase, or call the business. Today we use smartphones to stay connected, to keep us entertained, to search for information on the go, and to make us smarter shoppers. And we're going to be doing a lot more of this, creating more opportunities for marketers to connect with their customers. Don't miss the mobile movement. Mobilize your market.
Banner advertisements appear everywhere on the web. Today, we will delve into the secrets behind these colorful, flashy online banner ads. With temperatures dropping, our question box viewer has been looking for a warm padded jacket online. She found what she wanted, placed it in the shopping cart, and surfed other websites for a while. But the banner ad on one of these sites caught her off guard.
제가 본 패딩이 광고에 올라온 거예요. 제가 이 패딩을 사고 싶어 한다는 걸 어떻게 알았을까요?
To test if this is really the case, we used 2 different laptops to access the same website at the same time. The 2 computers showed different banner ads reflecting the personal preferences of their respective owners. How do banner ads send customized messaging that exactly matches your interests?
일반적으로 인터넷 서비스를 사용하시는 유저분들이라면 인터넷 브라우저 쿠키라는 것들을 사용을 하시는데요. 브라우저 쿠키라는 것을 통해서 사용자분들이 어떤 상품에 관심이 있었고 어떤 상품을 구매를 하셨고 어떤 상품을 살펴보셨는지 이런 것들을 토대로 해서 개개인별로 각각 이제 다 다른 광고 메시지를 맞춤형으로 이제 보낼 수가 있게 된 거죠.
The traces of information we leave online are stored in files called cookies. Companies use big data analytics to scrutinize the collected data, analyze customer shopping patterns, and predict products that may be of interest to a customer. Then why do retailers increasingly rely on personalized advertising?
모바일의 급속한 이제 발전이라든지 그리고 점점 경쟁이 심해지면서 각각 기업 입장에서도 개개인별로 좀 더 타겟팅된 정교한 메시지를 전달하고 싶어하는 욕구가 생겨났고 개별 맞춤형으로 제공이 되다 보니까 당연히 이제 광고 효율 면에서 굉장히 높은 효과를 보이고 있습니다.
Big data analysis has been successfully used in a number of fields. It helped U.S. President Barack Obama win a re-election in 2012 with personalized campaign messages to voters. It can be also used for the public good. For example, to prevent crime and traffic accidents. But some worry that the practice is highly invasive, as our private information is being exposed, from geographic location to personal preferences. So, should we be concerned about this?
실제 이용하는 정보는 그러니까 개인 정보가 아니라 비식별 정보, 그러니까 개인을 식별할 수 없는 정보를 가지고 활용을 하고 있습니다. 사이트를 접속했던 기록이라든가 어떤 컨텐츠를 이용했던 그런 정보들이 통해서 소비자들에게 이제 광고를 내보내주는 수준이고요. 개인이 정보라고 할 수 있는 핸드폰 번호라든가 주민번호, 집 주소 같은 이런 개인 정보들은 전혀 광고에 이용이 되지가 않습니다. 그래서 그런 광고를 접하시더라도 개인 정보가 유출되는 것들은 아니기 때문에 전혀 걱정하지 않습니다.
A personalized banner ad increases your CTR, your click-through rate, by 6%. Sony wasn't achieving the conversion rates that they wanted to from their banner ads. Originally, the ad featured 2 calls to action: make it personal and customize your bio. The hypothesis: Sony wanted to test if either the personalized or the promotional ad would convert better. The result? The personalized call to action increased CTR rates by 6% and shopping cart ads by 21.3% over the original. And what did these split test results mean? Version A worked so well because it personalized their message. Sony used the word your, but my would have worked as well. You just need to see which one works best for your customers. Go get testing.
A road diverges in the desert. Lexus. The road you're on, John Anderton, is the one less traveled. Make sure you
Good evening, John. You can move the old-fashioned John Anderton. 21 styles provides gourmet cuisine. John Anderton, you can use a Guinness right about now. Stressed out, John Anderton?
Escape from it all, Harrison. Get away, John Anderton. Forget your troubles.
Hello, Mr. Yakamoto. Welcome back to the Gap. How those assorted tank tops work out for you?
Mr. Yakamoto.
Hey, Miss Balfour, did you come back for another pair of those chamois lace-ups?
Whatever you're passionate about, whether it's travel, teaching people how to build things, or sharing that perfect recipe, AdSense helps you earn money by putting ads on your site. Just choose where you want the ads to go, and AdSense goes to work. You can choose the types of ads, and even change the color. So your site is still your site. When ads are seen or clicked, that's money in the bank. Literally. AdSense works for everyone, from an international news site to your cake blog. Do what you love and get paid with AdSense.
Welcome to our lesson on improving ad location. One of the most important factors that contributes to CTR and your overall revenue is where you place your ads on your site.
The world's dominant social network. 1 in 5 people worldwide are active monthly users, and Facebook's net worth is more than $250 billion. As one of the most visited websites on the internet, we wanted to know, how powerful is Facebook? Well, Facebook has been widely popular as a website where users can connect with their friends and express themselves through shared media. Membership is free, and the site is primarily funded through advertising revenue. Facebook's founder, Mark Zuckerberg, has become the 7th richest person in America with a net worth of approximately $35 billion. But Facebook isn't just about social media. The company has acquired a number of tech startups and continues to grow. In 2012, Facebook bought the image app Instagram for $1 billion, and 2 years later purchased the messenger program WhatsApp for $22 billion. The increased partnerships across different social media platforms have helped Facebook diversify. Through their social media holdings, Facebook has become an all-powerful collector of data. In 2013, roughly 300 million photos and billions of comments were posted every day. Facebook accumulates massive amounts of information about its users, which allows them to sell very effective targeted advertising. But Facebook isn't just making money, it's changing the way the world communicates. During the Arab Spring, millions of people used Facebook to organize and share information. It has influenced American politics, with many pointing to President Obama's use of Facebook as one of the reasons for cornering the youth vote. It even helps companies interact directly with consumers and collect information on how best to serve them. But people value their privacy, and oftentimes photos or opinions that are posted to Facebook can never be fully removed even after deactivating a user's account. Additionally, Facebook has been accused of tracking users' web histories through cookies and secretly supplying that data to the government. The company also introduced facial recognition software in 2010, sparking a class action lawsuit about invasion of privacy. Still, the company has maintained that it is committed to transparency and user data rights. Facebook has become the most popular social network for adults, and the company has undoubtedly affected the way Americans interact.
Facebook is free to use. So how is it worth $100 billion? Let's look to Hollywood for an answer for that question. There's a great scene in The Social Network, the 2010 drama about Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, where Zuckerberg is given the following advice from one of his partners. Facebook is cool, and that's what it's got going for it. You don't want to ruin it with ads, because ads aren't cool. In the film, Mark initially agrees. Ads on websites generally are not cool, but Facebook has ads. You've probably seen them before. They're on the right side of your screen whenever you log in. In fact, Facebook has had ads for a while, pretty much since 2007, back when it was still only available for users who were in college or high school. And in 2011, according to the information Facebook released for their upcoming initial public offering, 85% of the $3.7 billion that the company made came from advertising. They use a specific strategy called targeted advertising that involves creating customized ads specific to the interests of individual users based on the data that knowingly and unknowingly they provide. Now, granted, Facebook is hardly the first to use targeted advertising. Google's been doing it longer than Facebook has, catering ads to individual web users based on what they search for, as well as what they write about when using Google's email service. But Facebook's approach is unique because it serves as a social network in which users log in and often share an incredible amount of personal information about themselves. For example, in order to set up an account, first you are asked to include all sorts of private information, like your age, where you live, your phone number, what you do for a living, favorite TV shows, moving bands, and so on and so forth. And that's just the beginning. Once you start actively using Facebook by, posting photos and liking things, the amount of data adds up quickly, much faster than you might expect. Think about it. Let's say you post on your wall that you're going to dinner at an expensive Spanish tapas restaurant in the Mission. Well, now Facebook knows where you like to hang out, what type of food you like to eat, and even how much you might be willing to consider spending on food. All that just from one wall post. There's actually a law student from Austria named Max Schrems who went to court with Facebook to see in real life all of the information it had gathered on him. Basically, he wanted a paper trail of his Facebook activity, and he got it. All 1,222 pages of it. And this is a guy who claims to only use the site about once a week. In recent years, Facebook has even figured out how to gather data on people when they're not even on the website itself. You know all those like buttons that you see pretty much everywhere on the internet? Yeah, well, if you click on one of those, even if you're not on Facebook, Facebook gets data about you. And then there's Facebook Connect, which has been around since late 2008, that allows you to log into other websites using your Facebook account. For example, there's Spotify, the music sharing service. Well, if you log into Spotify through Facebook, well, guess what? Facebook collects the data about what you do and listen to on Spotify. With all of the like buttons on the internet and how many websites are using Facebook Connect, and the mere fact that there are 800 million registered users with Facebook, it's pretty clear that the company is gathering a staggering amount of data. And that's where targeted advertising comes into play. Advertisers want access to this data so that they can interact with consumers and appeal to them in a more personal and effective way. Imagine you owned a maternity clothing company. Wouldn't it be really nice if you could show ads only to pregnant women? In their information to advertisers, Facebook makes their objective pretty clear. People treat Facebook as an authentic part of their lives, so you can be sure that you are connecting with real people with real interest in your products. There's even an official Facebook YouTube video that shows how to easily set up an ad to cater to a specific audience. Advertisers can pick geographic locations, age ranges, and even hone in on specific user interests. This is why it's pretty common to see ads on the side of your Facebook window that seem suspiciously relevant to your life. To test all this out, I created a Facebook profile for an 18-year-old male living in San Francisco. At first, there was nothing. He has no friends. He didn't like anything. So Facebook knew nothing about him except his age and location. But then I went in and liked a few popular TV shows and bands like Glee and OK Go. I also liked the San Francisco Giants. After liking 3 TV shows, 3 bands, and a sports team, I went back to the wall on Facebook and there was already an advertisement on the right side for an art school in San Francisco. Seems pretty fitting given the age, location, and stated interests. And that's what you call a targeted ad. Facebook also gives advertisers access to other friends that are part of each user's social network in an effort to make their ads that much more appealing. So a targeted ad will pop up in your Facebook profile, one that based on your interests you're probably going to like anyway. But the ad will also show which of your friends have gone out of the way to like that product. I've blurred out the names here, but a product generally seems much cooler if your cool friends already like it. In short, Facebook is making a lot of money, not by charging fees, but by selling ads that use the data collected as a result of being part of Facebook in the first place. It is a social network, after all, where people act socially. But who would have thought that the digital social lives of people would be worth $100 billion? Now, there is a way for you to personally control how much information Facebook can gather on you and share with advertisers. It's all under the privacy settings. Over the last few years, Facebook has had some pretty bad publicity for changing their privacy settings without really letting people have a choice. And there was a lot of angry response with people unhappy at how much Facebook knows about us and then shares about us. So when you go into your Facebook privacy settings, as I did for the fake account that I created, you'll see that the default setting is to share everything with everyone. Anything you post will be publicly available to anyone who wants to see it. This is the default setting. In order to change it and make your account less public, you need to go in and tinker out with your settings, which used to be really confusing, but has actually gotten a lot less confusing because of how many people have complained about it. So what we've got here is a company that's probably worth about $100 billion, and they're making 85% of their money off of targeted ads. Does this make their ads cool? Probably not. At least not yet. But with Facebook's IPO looming, don't be surprised to see some pretty substantial advancements in its advertising approach.
people face when setting up Facebook ads is choosing the advertising objective. Obviously, we all want to generate leads, sales, and engagement on Facebook. That's why there's so many options available in the Ads Manager. Most of the objectives are self-explanatory. But what about clicks to website and website conversions? Which should you use, and when? This has been a burning question for some time. Should you try to send as much traffic as possible via website clicks, optimizing for clicks to your website? Or is it best to optimize for website conversions, placing a pixel on the thank you page after an opt-in that tells Facebook there was a conversion? We decided to run a test to see which objective would allow us to generate the most leads for the lowest cost, and therefore send the most traffic through the funnel. We ran the same ad using the same targeting options, the same budget, and the same landing page. Here's the landing page. The lead magnet is a file of Twitter lead generation card templates. The tripwire is a $7 execution plan on Twitter ads, and the core offer is the Digital Marketer Lab membership. For one campaign, we selected clicks to website as our objective and created the ad below. For the second campaign, we selected website conversions as our objective, placed a pixel on the tripwire sales page, the first page they hit after opting in, and created the ad below. The same ad, the same targeting. The only difference is on the first campaign, we told Facebook to optimize for as many clicks as possible. For the second campaign, we told Facebook to optimize for as many leads as possible. Here are the results after 3 days. For clicks to website, we spent $460.81 and generated 59 leads with a cost per lead of $7.81. For the objective of website conversions, we spent $458.63 and generated 332 leads with a cost per lead of $1.38. By optimizing for conversions, we were able to generate 5 times more leads at 1/5 the cost. This is incredible. So what does this mean? It's time to start testing advertising objectives when setting up campaigns. Trust that Facebook has collected enough data on users that when you want to optimize for a certain action, they will show your ads to people who are most likely to actually do it. When sending traffic to a landing page to generate leads, test the website conversion objective. Don't let the thought of placing a pixel on the thank you page scare you. It can make a huge difference in your advertising performance. I hope you found this information to be helpful, and if so, be sure to click on that like button and subscribe to our channel. I'm Matt Coleman.
Have you heard of Virtual Bagel? Their Facebook page has over 4,000 likes. They use the page to promote their brilliant business model. We send you bagels via the internet, just download and enjoy. It sounds like a joke, and it is, sort of. This page was set up by BBC technology correspondent Rory Callan-Jones in 2012. He wanted to find out what is the worth of a like on a Facebook page, and so he bought some likes for Virtual Bagel. Now there are 2 ways to buy likes, the legitimate way and the illegitimate way. The illegitimate way is to go to a website like boostlikes.com and purchase some likes. You can get 1,000 for $70. Sites like these use click farms in developing countries like India, the Philippines, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Egypt, Indonesia, and Bangladesh. Here, employees are routinely paid just $1 per 1,000 clicks of the like button. So Facebook explicitly forbids buying likes in this way. Instead, they offer the legitimate way to pay for likes by advertising your page. Prominently displayed is a link to get more likes, with a promise, connect with more of the people who matter to you. And this is how Virtual Bagel got its 4,000 likes. Rory Callan-Jones paid $100 to Facebook and the likes rolled in. He targeted his ad to the UK and the United States, but also to countries like Egypt, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Now, where do you think Virtual Bagel was most popular? I'll give you a hint, it wasn't the US or the UK. But within a day, he had over 1,600 likes, mostly from developing countries. Now, what was more problematic was the people who followed Virtual Bagel looked suspicious. For example, there was one Cairo-based follower whose name was Ahmed Ronaldo. His profile consisted almost exclusively of pictures of Cristiano Ronaldo, and he liked 3,000 pages. Callan-Jones also observed that his new throng of fans was particularly disengaged, just as you'd imagine those from a click farm would be. But he hadn't hired a click farm, he had paid for Facebook ads. This story was reported in July 2012. In August, Facebook reported they had identified and deleted 83 million accounts, that was 9% of the total at the time. This resulted in noticeable drops for popular singers and celebrities. So did they delete all of the fake likes? Nope, not even close. I know because most of the likes on my Facebook page are not genuine. In May 2012, I received a number of emails from Facebook offering me $50 worth of free promotion of my page, which at the time had only 2,000 likes. My YouTube channel had 20 times that following, so I thought surely this free paid promotion could help me reach more of the people who mattered to me. And immediately I could see the results. Within just a few days, my likes had tripled, and they kept on growing, thousands per day. And after a few months, I had 70,000 Facebook likes, which matched my YouTube subscribers at the time. Now, what was weird was my posts on Facebook didn't seem to be getting any more engagement than when I just had 2,000 likes. If anything, they were getting less engagement. Now, I didn't understand why at the time, but I've since realized it's because most of those likes I was gaining through Facebook ads were not from people who were genuinely interested in Veritasium. How do I know? Well, because fake likes behave very differently from real followers. Have a look at this graph of the engagement of my Facebook followers. Now here I'm plotting countries as bubbles. So this is Canada, and the size of the bubble represents the number of likes I've received from that country. So this is the United States. It's a nice big bubble. Now I'm ranking these countries on the horizontal axis based on what percentage of the likes have engaged with my page this month. So as you can see, roughly 30% of Canadians and Americans have engaged with my page, but they are not as active as the Germans, where over 40% of my likes have engaged, and they are not as active as the Austrians, a small but passionate group of Veritasium fans at nearly 60%. These are all of the other Western countries, so you can see that it's common for between 25% and 35% of my page likes to engage with my page every month. Now here is Egypt, where less than 1% of my likes have engaged with my page. Now this is India, the Philippines, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. That's a big following, but no engagement. Together, all of these countries make up 80,000 likes. That's roughly 75% of the total likes I had before my last video. And these are the profiles that followed me when I used Facebook advertising. And they're worse than useless. Here's why. When you make a post, Facebook distributes it to a small fraction of the people who like your page, just to gauge their reaction. If they engage with it by liking, commenting, and sharing, then Facebook distributes the post to more of your likes and even their friends. Now, if you somehow accumulate fake likes, Facebook's initial distribution goes out to fewer real fans, and therefore it receives less engagement, and so consequently you reach a smaller number of people. That's how a rising number of fans can result in a drop in engagement. And from this, Facebook makes money twice over. Once to help you acquire new fans, and then again when you try to reach them. I mean, your organic reach may be so restricted by the lack of engagement that your only option is to pay to promote the post. What's worse, there is no way to delete fake likes in bulk. All you can do is try to target posts around them. And I should reiterate, I never bought fake likes. I used Facebook's legitimate advertising, but the results are as if I had paid for fake likes from a click farm. Now you might think the solution to all of this is just to exclude countries with click farms from your ad campaigns, but unfortunately the problem goes much deeper. Meet Virtual Cat, a virtual pet like none other. It's a page committed to supplying only the worst, most annoying drivel you can imagine. Only an idiot would like this page. And that's not just my opinion, that's actually what it says in the page description. And I should know because I wrote it. I created this page yesterday, and then I paid $10 to advertise the page through Facebook, targeted only to cat lovers in the United States, Canada, Australia, and the UK. Now, I expected that because I had excluded all of the big click farm countries, and because the page is so terrible, that I basically wouldn't get any likes. But within 20 minutes, I had blown through my whole budget, and I got 39 likes. So who are these people liking a blank page and costing me 25 cents a piece? All of the profiles were from the places I had targeted, mostly the US, but there was something strange about them. All of these people liked a lot of things, like hundreds and thousands of things. And a lot of the things they liked were odd too. Like in one account, this person liked T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. They liked Jeep and Lexus and Mercedes and Volvo and Volkswagen. They liked everything. Other accounts I saw, they liked kitchen scrubbers and they liked mouthwash. Who reports that on their Facebook page? It baffles me. So the real mystery to me is why someone somewhere would click on ads that they didn't care about without making money from them. I mean, I don't think these clicks came from bots. They're too easy to identify and eliminate. And I also don't think for a second Facebook would pay click farms to click on those ads to generate revenue for them. So it really seems like a mystery. And then in this article, I found what I think is the most reasonable hypothesis. Click farms click the ads for free. In order to avoid detection by Facebook's fraud algorithms, they like pages other than the ones they've been paid for to seem more genuine. I mean, you can imagine 1,000 likes on a particular page coming from one geographic area in a short period of time would seem pretty suspicious. But buried in a torrent of other like activity, they would be impossible to identify. So workers at these click farms will literally click anything. I mean, where do you think Facebook's security page is most popular? Dhaka, Bangladesh. What about Google? Dhaka. What about soccer star David Beckham? It's actually Cairo. But you take my point. So wherever you're targeting, advertising your page on Facebook is a waste of money. I wish Facebook would remove the fake likes from my page and from all the others. But that would mean admitting that they have generated significant ad revenue from clicks that weren't genuine, which then suppressed the reach of pages who had low engagement, forcing those pages to pay again to reach inauthentic fans. So the truth is, Facebook benefits by maintaining this status quo, because the reality is, nobody likes this many things.
So what if I told you that you could get 2,000 new Facebook likes for your business for $5? Sounds like a deal, right? You've probably heard that you should be using social media to grow your business, and building the audience is the hardest part. So $5 to build a community sounds like a pretty good idea. There are a range of sites all over the web that sell these likes. The problem is, they're not real. They're fake accounts generated in what are essentially called click farms. And see, this becomes complicated when you consider that according to Facebook, engagement is one of the core variables that impacts your organic reach. And those fake likes, they're not going to drive any engagement at all. Let's assume for a moment that you have 100 real customers on your Facebook page, and when you post, you get an average of 10 interactions per post. When you buy your 2,000 fake likes, you've got 2,100 fans overall. Then what happens when a post is only engaged by 10 fans? Well, Facebook are going to think that your content only engages 10 people from a total audience of 2,100. Facebook's newsfeed algorithm then assumes that your content isn't valuable because the vast majority of your audience isn't engaged. This will reduce the reach that your page receives in the future. At best, your fake likes are meaningless. They mess up your analytics, they build incorrect brand perceptions, but at worst, having fake likes can seriously impact your future social presence. Build a real community. It's worth it.
The problem with Facebook is that it's keeping things from you. You don't see most of what is posted by your friends or the pages you follow. Now, pages can be businesses or they can be individual creators like I Freaking Love Science or my own page, Veritasium. When you post something on your personal page, it only goes out to a small fraction of your friends. Now, if they like it and engage with it, it'll be spread to more of them, but if they don't, the post basically stops there, and the number of people your post reached is never revealed to you. Now, imagine what this does to news feeds. Friends and family and pages that you don't actively engage with will disappear over time. This usually means that people you disagree with will vanish, leaving you with a newsfeed that's effectively an echo chamber of self-affirming views, the things you already think and believe. And don't you think it's possible to see a post and like it or find it interesting without having the need to actually like it or comment on it? I mean, it seems weird that you need to put out there every view. You need to make that an active choice. You know what posts people like most of all? It's babies and weddings. Does this newsfeed look familiar? Now, Facebook would argue this filtering is absolutely essential. The average teen has about 300 Facebook friends, and the average user likes 40 pages. Each day, 4.75 billion posts are shared across the site. That's an average of about 4 per user. Who is sharing all of this stuff? It certainly isn't me. But that means that if you were to log in once per day, you could be exposed to up to 1,500 posts. Okay, so clearly some filtering is required. The problem is Facebook is using its filtering power in order to make money. Now, just to use myself as an example, over 109,000 people have liked my page. Thank you to those who have done that. But the last time I shared a video on there, it only went in the news feeds of about 9,000 of those people. This continues the downward trend in numbers I've been seeing. In a recent fact sheet, Facebook stated, "We expect organic distribution of an individual page's posts to gradually decline over time." That means they are actively restricting the reach of posts from people like me in order to force us into paying to reach the people who have already indicated that they like what we do. It doesn't make sense for independent creators like me, or for charities or nonprofits, or for individual users like you. I mean, did you know you could pay to promote a personal post? Like that time that Bill Nye taught you how to tie a bow tie? Yeah, $7 more, and more of your friends can find out about that. That to me seems crazy and desperate. Take a second and think about this. On YouTube, creators are paid for every view of their content, whereas on Facebook it's the opposite. Creators actually have to pay for views. How does this work? Why in these two seemingly similar situations does the money flow in opposite directions? Well, I've got 3 ideas. First, people go to these sites for very different reasons. They go to YouTube to be entertained, to see cool new things, and to learn. In contrast, on Facebook, they go to catch up with friends and families, to share pictures and messages, so family and friends are really the main draw. Now second, on Facebook the interaction with posts is very brief, so it's difficult to say how much a great page like Science Alert or I Freaking Love Science actually brings people back to Facebook. Undoubtedly they do, it's just very difficult to quantify. In contrast, on YouTube, every view happens for minutes on a particular video, and the amount of revenue generated is known, so it's easy to identify how much value is created with every view. Third, and perhaps most important, on YouTube the roles of creator, advertiser, and viewer are distinct. The creators make the videos that the viewers want to watch, the advertisers make the pre-rolls and the banner ads, and the majority of viewers are not also creators. In contrast, on Facebook, the creators are treated like advertisers. They have to pay to reach the viewers. And viewers themselves are also creators, so viewers are also advertisers. You know, when Facebook launched the functionality that allowed us to promote personal posts, one reporter commented quite astutely that we are all now advertisers. And that is the problem with Facebook. We are all advertisers because Facebook can't figure out another way to monetize its humongous user base. I mean, people don't click on those sidebar ads because, well, they don't come to Facebook to shop for things. The click-through rate is only about 0.05%. Compare that to 2% for Google ads. Well, that makes sense because people actually go to Google when they want to buy things. The result of Facebook's business model is a misalignment of incentives. Users just want to see the best content out there, but increasingly they're just being shown the content from the highest bidder. The main organically shared posts are going to be the ones that appeal to the lowest common denominator. Plus, while you're trying to hang out with your friends and family, you're going to see ads from big companies. In 2014, Facebook is set to launch video ads, and this from a site that has basically no video content. Compare this to YouTube, where the viewers want to see the best videos that match their interests. YouTube wants these viewers to see as much relevant content as possible, the creators want to reach as wide an audience as possible, and the advertisers just want to get in the middle of everything. The point is, the incentives of all parties are aligned. In 2013, YouTube made over $5 billion, most of which was paid back to the creators, the very people who make the site worth visiting. Facebook made $7.5 billion, but that all went back to the company and shareholders, not the people who make the great content, who are mainly your friends and family. I think this is a cautionary tale. The beauty of social media is that it's the user who gets to control the content and who they interact with and how. I mean, on Twitter, they don't filter any tweets, and every picture you Instagram goes out to all your followers, at least for now. But Facebook has taken control of what its users see in order to make money from them. And I think that's a problem because of the way it's changed the incentives. I mean, Facebook has this ongoing incentive to restrict more and more the organic reach of posts in order to force people to pay to promote them. And I think that really changes the ethos of the site. But what do you think? I really want to hear what you guys think about these aspects of social media and whether you've seen a similar thing to what I'm...
A few days ago, Facebook proudly announced that they'd achieved 8 billion video views a day. That's really impressive, until you learn that in the first quarter of 2015, 725 of the 1,000 most viewed videos on Facebook were stolen. amassing a total of 17 billion views. Sites and content aggregators steal videos from YouTube to go viral on Facebook. These videos go viral because Facebook is cheating. They rig their algorithm so that videos uploaded into their player are preferred to YouTube links, because users should be kept as long as possible on the site so Facebook can show them as many ads as possible. This is, after all, their business model. But it also cheats when it comes to views. A view is counted after 3 seconds, even if the video is muted.
Thanks for watching.
Which means that because of autoplay, if you scroll through your timeline slowly enough, you count as a viewer. That means engagement is terrible. Compared to YouTube views, Facebook views plummet after a few seconds, because most views are not real. But large numbers are impressive, so Facebook keeps pretending. While this forced virality is weird, the real problem is the so-called freebooting, the stealing of videos. Since Facebook prefers its own player, stolen videos reach way more people than the original. Lately, this has happened to us more and more often. The most recent example amassed 3.2 million views and 140,000 shares in 2 days, while our own post just reached 100,000 people and got shared 1,000 times. Other creators are hit even harder. Smarter Everyday's videos get stolen constantly, getting viewed up to 17 million times. But even this is dwarfed by examples like Tyrese Gibson, a singer who steals viral videos like this one with 86 million views on his Facebook page. He adds a link to buy his music too. He's not alone in this. A whole group of people have built their online presence around stealing other people's work. This is really bad for independent creators. Contrary to popular belief, stolen content gives creators close to no exposure at all. Only the thief and Facebook profit from this. Quality content takes a lot of creativity, time, and love. In our case, a single video literally takes hundreds of hours to make. Even we, with more than 1 million subscribers, are dependent on the ads and exposure. Without ads and the support of our generous patrons, we could not make videos. For a small creator, a viral video can mean the difference between a career and a hobby. On YouTube, this kind of theft is not a problem because they have major safeguards that protect content from being stolen. Although the Content ID system is far from perfect, especially for film critics and gamers. Facebook, on the other hand, pretends everything is fine and constantly announces one milestone after the other. But things are not fine. Let's look at the process of claiming your copyright on Facebook in the last year. 1. Get an email or tweet from a fan that gives you a direct link to your video. It's not possible to search for your videos on Facebook yourself, you depend on luck to find your stolen videos. 2. Search for Facebook copyright infringement on Google because it's actually faster this way. 3. Fill out an annoyingly long contact form. 4. Watch the views on your stolen videos rise. 5. Facebook finally pulls the video. Conveniently, the video has already gained 99% of all the views it will ever get. The thief doesn't have to fear any negative consequences at all. This is what successful creators have to deal with constantly, and on top of losing out in terms of exposure and money, it just feels like a violation to be treated like that. In a recent statement, Facebook announced they want to change, but it's hard to take them seriously when it still takes days for a stolen viral video to be taken down, and Facebook does not share the profits made from it. At this point, Facebook is not a partner creators look forward to working with. They've built their video empire on stolen content and disregard for original content creators. This is absolutely unacceptable for a corporation worth billions of dollars. Facebook is already testing various monetization models that will give the uploaders a cut of the ad revenue, which with the current state of play is troubling. Right now, this is mainly being tested with big media companies, but as creators, we don't feel like we're being asked or taken into consideration by the giant that is Facebook. What can you as a viewer do to help here? If you spot stolen content on Facebook, make a comment linking to the original content. Alert the original creator because only they can file a copyright report. Share this video or the one done by Smarter every day. We all want the same thing, a free internet that's the basis for creativity, community, and great stuff. We sincerely hope that Facebook will soon become a partner instead an obstacle to this goal. For more